Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, what's up? How is your life? Stay safe and healthy, guys. Welcome to my podcast channel. My name is Muhammad Zainal Abidin, and today we will talking about our lovely podcast entitled How to Overcome Laziness to Learn for Senior High School Students. Okay, as well as we know, the current situation really influences someone's mood. Who knows when this pandemic will be ends? So we just pray that all this is passed faster. And before we get into the main topic, we need you to know that there are a lot of problems that occur during this pandemic. As is currently happening, laziness has become a trend where many people are proud of their lying soul. Who can sleep a very long time in the bed? Even though before I do a lot of positive things, but because of the circumstances that affect the mindset of people, especially for students who are in senior high school. I hear many unfavorable issues such as decreasing students' grades, lack of manners to the teachers, and the most striking is the sense of lazy to learn. It is the higher. Yeah. Why can this happen? Yeah, let's talk about it. And then in this podcast, I will share my experience. When I sat in senior high school, mm, me, me and everyone in this world must have felt the same thing. What is that? Yes, that is lazy to learn. Why? And why can this happen? There are so many factors that make high school students lazy to learn. For example, uh, the most common is that they do not like the subjects. Yeah, they do not like the subjects such as mathematics. Okay, okay. One questions here. Who like math lesson here? Yeah, I know just a few people say that, say yes in their heart. I don't know why math lessons become the most disliked when I was in senior high school. Of course, including me. Yeah, I am being a person who doesn't like math also. Yeah, and then manufacturers that factors that cause students don't like math or lazy to learn about it. I have some statement here. The first is because of they cannot follow the learning. They cannot follow the learning process because they are slow in understanding lessons. Yeah, it is the one of cause why they cannot follow it. And then the second, the way of teacher when teaching math. It could be that the angry of teacher make students afraid because it seems like a killer teacher. Yeah, you know what is killer teacher? Yeah, some of math teacher is like killer. Yeah, killer. There could be two possibilities. Yeah, when the killer teacher, being a killer teacher, either the students become lazy to learn, or become more diligent. Yeah, become more diligent. Why? Because as we know, a killer teacher, the students will be afraid, And then because they're afraid, they will be diligent to do the assignment or the homework, yeah, like that. And then how to overcome this case? You can find in many ways that you feel is the best and fit for you. And then for me, yeah, it bears on me. I overcome the feeling of sorrow by being aware of the obligations. Yeah, being aware of my obligation that I have as a student. Yeah, as students. And this way, I can overcome laziness because I'm aware of the obligations that I have. Maybe you can also apply this. And my other way is motivate myself. Yeah, motivating ourselves is important for you. Yeah, it's very important. And focus to be a very useful person. Focus on it. As Rasulullah said in his hadith, which means the best of men is useful for others. It's sunnah. Yeah, it is sunnah for you can go, you can get more kindness because doing it. And my last way is to take part in competitions. This can foster ambitions. Yeah, it can foster an ambition in yourself, in ourselves, to be able to win the competitions. Therefore, there are demands that force us to bring out a competitive spirit, which requires more effort in learning about the competition to be followed. By the way, last week, I was make a Google form to find out people ideas about overcoming their laziness to learn. And of course, they have so many different cause effect related to this topic. And here I will say 1,000 thanks to my friend because you have given your time to fill my G form. Thank you very much for your time, for helping me to make this podcast. Okay, let's continue. Another factors because of too much playing. Yeah, playing. Yes, during high school, it was very cool play both with friends or online games, but there was a bad impact. Yeah, it was a bad impact if you playing too much. Something that you do too much is not good for you. Everything, if you do it too much, is not good. One of which is lazy to learn and forgetting about the obligations as students. What is the obligation of students? Yes, learning. It is the obligation of students. If you have a problem like this, you can solve it by motivate yourself. Yes, motivate yourself. Such as you want to get first rank in your class or make your parents proud of you, or you can give a rule for yourself that if you have not studied, if you haven't studied yet, you are not allowed for playing. Yes. If you have studied, you can play. Just plan it, the mindset. Just plan the mindset in your brain like that. And then you have to remember this. If you want to be success, you must not be lazy. You must be a diligent person. It is the key of successful person. Diligent. Don't be lazy. Yeah, you have to remember about it. It is the key, the main key of success. And then the most influencing the laziness of student is gadgets. Yeah, this stuff cannot live from the student's hand. With the implementation of online learning by the government, a lot of learning cannot be separated from smartphones and laptops. and mostly not much, but yes, but surely there are those who take the time to open social media even though the learning hours are not over. Yeah. Now, this must be avoided. Okay, students, this must be avoided. Why? Because you will not focus on the learning that given by the teacher. Furthermore, there are assignment given, and suddenly there is a mindset that comes. Just relax. The time is still long, and in my opinion, this is very unsettling for myself. Because why? Because procrastinating on work will be troublesome in the end. You will not feel it in the first, but you will feel it in the end. The trouble, the trouble, you will feel, you will feel it in the end. There is a term where the task is done in one night. What is that? Mm, oh yeah, I know. SKS, yeah, SKS. Now, this is something to remember. I used to do assignment, and it turned out that the deadline was very close. One night before I was gathered, I just did the assignment, and I was very tired and very sleepy in class after I did the assignment because I have stayed at night with the assignment that, and from there I can take a lesson that this SKS system is not good for students because it will be very overwhelmed in doing it and not necessarily the maximum result and cause stress. Yeah, of course you will be stressed after that. And then so I have the skills to motivate myself so as not to become lazy, and how to reward myself after doing hard things. As a student, share your time, manage your time. When you have to play and when you have to learn, don't indulge your laziness because it will have a bad impact on yourself. When I want to study, I always avoid and keep away all distractions that can slow me down in doing my assignment. This is important because our managing time will be better. It will be better if we always finish our work on time. So, uh, we can use other times for another things that useful. Because at school, uh, there is not only one lesson that the teacher gave homework. Because, for example, in one week, there are 4 homeworks to do with different teacher. It will be very overwhelmed if you do not do it in installment little by little and one by one. Complete it and not doing it a lot at once or at one time. In my opinion, it is very torturous for yourself that you should enjoy doing tasks. This is even a hassle yourself, not to mention being stuck, which can slow down the completion of the task. Another problems for my laziness, I used to be a child of an organization when I joined 2 organizations in one time. That could be said it is uh, too big organization and very busy at my school. It is the student council and the scouts. Yeah, these 2 big organization in my school, and I got an important position or role there. So here, For organizational students in school, don't let the organization kill your school grades. Organizing is fun, and there must be a fatigue. Now, from this tiredness, it makes you lazy to learn. What you have to do if you experience something like this, don't worry. Yeah, don't worry. You can do this together without sacrificing one. Many, for example, are organizational students, but are still has good achievement. Yeah. Even though the teachers at school used to say that the organization was not important, it can be disturb students in learning. But in fact, it was only a few person that cannot share and use the time as much as possible. Yeah, this is where the importance of managing time for organizational students. You have to be able to make it balance between your organization and your school. Another way to increase your interest in learning, it is to make friends. Yeah, make friends in a learning environment. Yeah, in my opinion, this also greatly affects to our personality and our enthusiasm for learning, because environmental factors can affect it directly. If you were in an environment that is tedious or like learning, and then automatically we will be diligent too. We will be diligent also. And if we are in an environment that is lazy to learn, we will also be lazy to learn also. Yeah. Surely you have also felt something like this, either consciously or not. Choosing the right environment will influence our future. Yeah, it will influence our future, because what you do today will have an impact on the future. I've had the first circle of friends, but when I was in a high school, my environment was pretty good and surrounded by people who were studious too. So I will be embraced if I didn't study also and got high grades in class. So after listening for about more than 15 minutes, yes, there are many positive things that can be taken from our podcast today, especially for high school students who are still learning from home, because the condition do not allow for face-to-face learning. And stay enthusiastic, keep learning, don't despair, and don't forget to pray that we are always in God's protection. Don't forget to carry out your obligation as students. It is learning, yeah, learning. And thank you for listening to the end. And if anyone wants to request a podcast title, you can contact me via my Instagram direct message. It is Muhammad Zainal with double L. Okay. See you to the next episode. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.